Hey there, this is the video that's going to start us off to Module 6 for Introduction to Biotechnology. As far as subject material, now that you know what cells are, a little bit how they work, moving on to seeing how DNA, the genetic information of a cell, is related to protein, which is the substance or molecules in a cell that really accomplish all the things that a cell accomplishes. So we're in the midst of the 3 modules that are all about the biology of biotechnology, and it is important that you get a pretty good grip of these subjects. You don't have to be an expert, but understanding pretty well what molecules are and how they work, that's kind of the goal here. The reading is pretty dense, and in your pre-lecture guide, there's some notes about how to tackle the reading. There are a couple pages that are super critical and a couple of figures that really it's important to kind of get a handle on. So, take some time with the reading. Don't be afraid of it. If there's something that's really confusing, try the lecture. We have a lot of little videos in the lecture which put in motion a lot of the figures you'll see while you're reading. And so sometimes it's nice to look at the figures, try to understand what they mean, then go through the lecture and you'll see sort of in moving time, in real time, what those figures are trying to show. And then when you go back and look at those stagnant, 2D pictures, you'll be able to understand them a lot better. So go back and forth between the book and the lecture, and really try to get a grip on what these processes are. Let's see, what else have we got? Quizzes again. You get 2 chances for quiz 5. And again, you get an hour each chance. And again, both grades will count. You'll average them both. Okay, so don't just launch into the quiz without being prepared. Make sure to prepare yourself for the quiz by going through the lecture and taking a sec to think about the material. One important thing I'd like you to do, it's part of the pre-lecture, grab your calendar before you go to this link, and I've got a survey for you about this class. The first part of the survey, which is why you need your calendar, is to schedule the final exam. The final does need to be in person. Since this is an online class, I need at least one instance where I've got you, your ID, and I can tell that the person who at least did the final is the person that's registered for the class. So that's important for the school and for getting credit for a 4-year school, if you transfer this class, that there's this in-person final. So we got to schedule that, and so there's a survey about when you're free, and I will offer the final at more than one time, I think, to make sure that everybody's schedule is met, but you need to give your input. Okay, so make sure you do this survey. And the other part of the survey is just touching base about how this class is going and giving me some feedback. So if you do the survey and you answer all 10 questions, you'll get 10 points of extra credit, which can make you feel better about any quizzes that are not going as well as they could for you. Okay, so make sure you take the survey. So 1, quizzes, you still get only 2 tries, and they all count. 2, please take the survey. Okay. The third thing I'll mention a couple times, both in this Module 6 and in Module 7, there's a report coming up. Okay. And you need to start thinking about what you're going to do for the report. And so this is really your chance, your opportunity, and another way to get graded, to investigate one of the biotech companies that may interest you. It might be one we've mentioned in the class so far. It might be one that you just kind of find on your own or you've heard about it in your area. And you're going to sort of delve in and find out a little bit about what the company is, what its products are like, how it started. You can focus in on one topic or another, maybe how, at a biological level, one of its products work. It depends. Maybe you're interested in the finances of the company. Maybe you're interested in the patent law of the company, whatever it is. Or maybe the disease that the company addresses. You can focus in, and you're going to write a 3-page report, okay? And it's going to be due in a couple weeks, so you want to start thinking about it and pick out a company that is interesting to you, and make sure it's a company that's not only interesting, but that you can find enough information to write 3 pages, right? And so a hint here is that one of the survey questions is that you need to identify the company you're planning to pick. So don't start the survey until you've picked a company, okay? And again, that's part of the extra credit deal. And I think that's all I want to say for Module 6. Again, use the YouTube videos in the lecture. I think they're really going to help. Think about what company you're going to do your report on. And also, please do take the survey so that your voice gets heard about when we schedule the final. Okay? And I think that's it, and I'll see you again for Module 7.